Hey, YouTube, it's Goddess, and welcome, everyone. And I'm doing Belle Collective Season 3, Episode 3. And it starts off with So Gucci and Latrice. They had stepped outside, so they're basically talking because Latrice is trying to get to the bottom of it about how everything is going in reference to why basically So Gucci is acting the way she's acting towards her. And basically she said she's in her feelings because she closed on the property, without talking with her, and she just like upset with her and in her feelings, and she's gonna be upset for a while, she was saying. So Gucci says that in a confession, I just needed a convo, and because of that situation, she backed off of being friends with her or off of a friendship with her. So Lucia said she felt like she basically felt like Latrice stabbed her in the back. And, of course, Latrice tried to be ridiculous saying, I'm not a snake. But, King Cobra has a ring to it. So my whole thing with you, girl, is she's right. Like, you didn't have to, she basically said you didn't have to tell me your moves. But basically a conversation should have just been had and just let her know, like, I just went with another agent. So that she wouldn't be anticipating that you are, anticipating that she was going to get the contract with you and what have. And then also another thing in reference to it is, she just feels like, like betrayed basically after what you did, and she doesn't really kind of trust you as loyal as a friend. And then Latrice was saying, like my husband says, when you get to the top, it's lonely up there. You can't get loyalty or friendship for anybody, because basically she thought that her and So Gucci were better friends than that. But me, I wouldn't trust you as a friend, because if you're my friend, even if we're doing business together, a heads up would have been Gucci. Like, why didn't you just give her a heads up? I don't understand what was so hard about that. Just let her know that you're gonna go with another agent because you feel like she wasn't moving fast enough and you shouldn't show you enough properties. Like, that's all you had to say. It wasn't really that hard. You think that she cares about the fact you get, business was business. That's not what it is. It's just the principle of the fact. That's the problem. Like, I don't understand why she's not understanding that. Like, girl. And from then, she doesn't trust you, and she doesn't see our relationship as being the same. That's all it is. Like, oh well, you lost out on the friendship because you want to be weird. It's just like, do something that's if you're a business person, you're a boss. That's how you make boss moves. That's how you do stuff. You let a person know, even if you're doing it for your business purpose or for whatever reason you're doing it for a business. You let somebody know. And next scene, Josh is talking to Akeisha. He's Akeisha's makeup artist, so. She's coming to talk with Josh because she kind of heard his voice and how he sounded wordy. So Akeisha's like talking about, how she's been, being the first female woman developer, and how all of that is going down, and how excited she is about that, and how much, stress and a lot of work it is. And Josh was saying how she lost some weight. She's looking good. She's like, thank you. I'm trying, So Josh is saying, like, talking to her about the fact that him and Cliff got into it and not seeing eye to eye, and him seeing more than what he wants to see, and how he's just going to move out of the house and move out of that situation because, like, it's not what he anticipated by moving in. And then he was basically telling her about when they went to M-Bar, and the fact that, how everything got to what it got. Is like that day that he was sitting in the room with her, and he was talking about, she was telling him about what was going on, and how he was just voicing his opinion about what she was telling him, how he felt like she was he basically felt like he was controlling her, and he felt a way about that. Now Cliff was walking by, overheard. That's what I said last episode, that he needed to be careful, because while you're sitting in rooms with her, Cliff can walk around the house and he can overhear anything that you're saying to her. So at first I thought it was the people that actually told him, but he actually heard it himself when he was in the room that day talking to her about how he felt he was controlling. And that's why when he came to M-Bar, that's why he was going off on him, and that's basically a problem in their relationship, and it kind of got to bring issues on in her relationship, basically, and he don't want any parts of it. And then Keisha was just telling him, you gotta just basically stay out of it, in reference, and you see how their relationship is, so keep it in the back of your mind, and just stay out of it. And when it comes to your money, you just keep it in the back of your mind. That's all you do, which I agree with her. we all saying that. Every person that's watching so has been saying that. If you look at the different people's reviews, it's like you just stay out of married people's business. Not even people's married. When people are in relationships and they're in abusive relationships like that, you stay out of it. I've been friends with people that have been through verbally abusive things, and they ask me my opinion. I say something to them, and then guess what they go do? Run off and run their mouth to their significant others, and then give you issues with the significant others. That's why you don't say anything. They tell you something, you let them vent, but don't say anything, because when you even say one word, they go in a pillow talk and go tell their significant other, and then get you in trouble with their significant other just because you said an opinion when they asked you or what have. So for me, it's like, if you don't want nobody to say anything about your situation, stop telling people. Keep it to yourself and write it in a journal, or go to a professional therapist, and then you tell them, because then they're bonded by, confidentiality, and they can't tell your significant other anything that, and then the significant other won't be able to hear it, because you're not sitting off in your home with your friend Josh sitting there, and he can eavesdrop and hear stuff. You go to a professional office, he can't be nowhere around there, and there's more privacy there. So for me, it's like, he's trying to being a friend and trying to be a friend to you, and at this point, he's doing all that he can, and now he's realizing where he went wrong, like he told Akeisha, and Keisha's like, now that you know where you went wrong, just don't do it no more. You grow from it and move on. And she's right. Like, I wouldn't have gotten involved, but it takes going through and dealing with a friend that's with that for you to learn the ins, the do's, or the don'ts of relationships. You keep out of it, because you keep talking and running your mouth and talking, you're going to get yourself caught up in a situation that you're not going to want to get involved with. And you saw last episode how he was all mad, cursing, and all this other stuff, and saying all these things to you. So you just stay out of married people's business and people's relationships, period. But you don't want to get involved in things like that, and get involved with stuff that don't got nothing to do with you. And then next scene is Latrice meets with Letitia at her job, basically at her office, to talk to her, because she's saying that she needs help, with her public speaking, and how she gets nervous. So they did like a little test run, and then she basically introduces Latrice and just telling her how to do it. And basically, Letitia said, I'll help you. Letitia's like, I'll help you. I'll put different points, and basically you're going to figure it out. She said, you just got to get into your own flow and just practice, and you'll get it. And then Leticia was basically talking to Latrice and asking about Cliff, and she said, Cliff is cliffing. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? Like, what are you talking about, Latrice? That doesn't make no sense. I'm like, okay, girl, guess you don't want to talk about it. That's what that means. So then she was asking Leticia, she said, why is she staying with Glenn? What's making you stay? And then she said, I'm staying in fear. She said she's basically telling her that he's not going to let her leave like that. Like it's not going to be easy for her just to leave like that, because the way he is. So it's not going to be that easy for her just to walk away like that. And she's in fear just about the way he's going to react to it. And then, Latrice was saying, it's easy for me to understand where she's coming from, because I'm going through something like that. So it's good to have someone that understands where you're going from. But that is not cool. It's like dangerous to know that you're with somebody for a long period of time, and because you're with them for a long period of time, they feel they have power over you, and that you're their property, and you can't go nowhere because they say so. Like y'all sitting here, and that's the main reason why I don't want to get married to anybody, because I don't want nobody to have power over me like that. Like, just because you with somebody, you have a right to leave anytime you want. Nobody has a right to control you to the point where they're acting crazy like these men are talking about. You can't go somewhere because, like, as a grown person, because they say you can't. Like, you're not my daddy, you're not my father. Like, get out of here. Like, I couldn't deal with that. That's control, and that is treating you not as a human being, but treating you as if you're property, and you belong to them because you have their last name. And if you don't abide by what they say, they're in the back in the days standpoint where men really literally saw women as property, as chattel. And no, I don't want no relationship like that. If that's what it takes to be married to someone, don't want it. Okay. And then they continue to talk, and then Latrice is asking about last time, like the last time that she did something with Glenn. She said after the reunion, she said, I did it with a condom. And I'm like, you damn right, because he could have had a baby on the way. So you don't know if he's protecting himself with all these different women he's sleeping with or what have. So you have no time. And the way he's acting is that he can't control himself with talking to other females. So that means he's probably sleeping around with a plethora of women for all you know. Yeah, you definitely got to protect yourself because you don't know what that man got. So sorry. And then Latrice was asking her also about Tamara, how she feels. She said she lied about saying not wanting Keisha in the group chat. And she just feels the way because she just feels like she's constantly lying and she don't know what to feel or think about Tamara, because Tamara cannot be trusted. And I agree. Like, Tamara keep lying. Every time she's one thing to the girls, then she'll go to the person that she's talking about, she'll say one thing to them, and then when people bring up what she has said, then she'll say she never said that. And she was doing that this episode, kept talking about she didn't say this, she didn't say that, even though people heard her and it's on tape that you did say it. Oh no, I did not say that. I don't remember saying that. Not me. Whoa. Okay, girl. Okay, Tamara and Marie meet, and they're sitting outside at a restaurant talking, and then she was saying why, like, she basically asking asking Tamara, why do you think that people feel like you're not being truthful, that you're not being 100? And then she says she don't know. She's being who she always has been with people, and she's not understanding what's going on because she's always transparent with people, so she's not understanding it herself. So Marie was saying, why you be lying and you're not being transparent? It's like it's not making sense. And then she was like, my character is built on integrity and trust. And then she says, I'm not a liar. And then, like, Marie is like, people feel like you're not being 100, and it takes you a long time to answer, and then you don't answer the question all the way, so it sees like you're being dishonest, which it is true. Like, if someone's asking me a question specifically or something, if I don't want to answer the question, I'm just going to tell them 100% I'm not going to answer the question because I don't want to answer the question. It's none of your business. I'm not going to answer it. That's simple. She doesn't have to sit off and go around about and lie about it. Just simply tell people you don't want to answer the question, because that's in my opinion, was the thing. She doesn't want to answer certain questions, but instead of saying she don't want to answer, she beats around the bush and she plays around and she gives these roundabout answers, or she doesn't answer the question, or she makes up a lie or something that she thinks people are not going to remember, but people remember it, and then they call her out on it. And she's like, I never lied. I didn't lie. What are you talking about? And I'm like, okay, Tamara, it's not looking good for you, and she is a liar. Point blank period. They've already proved this since last season, and the season before that she is a liar. She does not tell the truth about anything that comes out her mouth, and nothing she says can be trusted. It can't be. She's just not 100. And then the group text thing, she tried to clear up the thing about the group text, and she's asked her, like, remember when you said that, asked us about the group text, whatever thing, if Akeisha was going to be in a group text, and then we were like, yeah, well, if she's going to be in a group text, well, I don't want to be part of the group text. So we took her out of the group text because you didn't want her part of the group text. Oh, I don't remember saying that. And you said if you include Akeisha, don't include me. You made it clear that you did not want Akeisha part of the group text, and if she was, that you weren't going to be part. Oh, I don't remember saying that. Well, you did say that, though. And she asked if she'd been engaged before, and she was like very roundabout that too. She's saying yeah, and then no, and then she's like, asked her, like, the last guy, and she showed her some pictures someone sent her. She said, this picture, look, did you were you ever engaged or whatever? And she was like, no, I was asked like it to be married too, but I turned the person down. So no, I have not been engaged to nobody else. She said, what about Damon? Are you engaged to him? And she was like, no, they're not engaged. And I'm like, okay, so you're being 100 about it. So okay. So I just feel like, Tamara, girl, if you don't want to have a discussion about that, Damon, and you don't want to talk about it, just tell him you don't want to talk about it. You don't have to lie about it, like, and try to make it seem like you and him are in something when you're really not in something. If you're not in something with him, then if you don't want to tell information about your man's Damon or what have, then you don't have to. But currently, from last episode, I already know she's not engaged to him because they're just basically shacking up. They're just living together, and it doesn't seem like they're even together, in my opinion. She doesn't seem to want to be around him. Anytime they do scenes together, she seems very uncomfortable. She does not like Damon. I think her interest in him has faded since they moved in together, and she didn't get engaged or married to right off rip when they moved in together, and she's just not interested in the situation. That's why she keeps talking about she needs a cat cave and she wants to move out. She's basically not interested in having anything to do with Mr. Damon, and he needs to move on because clearly they're not in a relationship. It's like it's the end already. Since last episode, I'm seeing it's the end to that. Next thing, Latrice meets with Akeisha at Happy Land with her grandchildren, Cliff's grandkids, and she called one of the babies ham hocks. I'm like, what? And then Akeisha like, yeah, I can't take you serious, girl. Like, what the hell, ham hocks? What kind of nickname is that? What was that? And she's basically your grandma's or grandma copying off of Nene. Everybody uses that term. Nene made that up, and ever since everybody been copying off of her term and then trying to act like it's their term. It's not your term. Nene said that shit on TV. That's not your term, Miss Latrice. Stop trying to steal. You did not make that up out of thin air. That shit has been on TV for some years now. That is definitely what Nene called her grandchildren. Like, stop it, girl. You're very young anyway. And basically, Akeisha was talking with her, and she was asking her, girl, are you ready to have kids? Because she was basically saying how she's having trouble keeping up with the children and her energy and everything, and she's sure that she really want to have children. And basically asked her, you want to have a baby? And she said in the confessional, like, at this time, not right now, because she's saying that her husband, they need to talk about respect and boundaries. So right now, like, a child is not something that she's thinking about at this time until they deal with that. Then she came to her about Josh and how Josh was feeling, and he basically came to Akeisha. Basically, he just went to Akeisha to vent. He didn't go to Akeisha so Akeisha could go run and tell Letitia what was being said. See, this is how issues occur. And now she tight at Josh now. And she said, oh, I'm kind of mad at him that he came to you. Because I just feel a way about him telling you, Akeisha, about what's going on between me and him, because I just feel like he was disrespectful towards my husband because he's saying he's controlling, he's disrespectful. Now, a couple episodes, he said that to you in your face, in your bedroom. You didn't have a problem with it. Oh, Cliff must have got into you about that as well again, and got in your butt to basically defend him more or something like that. That you don't defend him enough for something like that, because when he said it, you didn't say anything. And you probably heard it like Josh was telling Akeisha. So you feel the way that he shouldn't have came to her. He was going to vent. Just like you come to him and vent, he went to Akeisha to vent about how he was feeling, because he felt like kind of a way about it. Like he felt very uncomfortable about the things that he is seeing with the way that Cliff, your husband, speaks to you, the verbal abuse and the fact that it makes him uncomfortable. That's why he is moving out, because he can't take it anymore. The way that this man speaks to you and degrades you and talks down to you, he does not like it, and he can't stand being around it. So that's the only reason why he came to her, because he didn't want to come to you, because he came to you about something last time. You apologized for your husband, but you just going to take your husband's side, so he just wanted to go to someone to vent, just to say how he's feeling, and if he's right about how he was feeling. That's all it was. And Akeisha, is good that she said something, because I guess if she wouldn't have said something then during the reunion, she probably felt like old girl would have came for her next, so that's why she said something. But me, I would have never went and told her anything, because he was just coming to vent. He wasn't coming to be an issue. He was just venting. Wasn't that a need for her to go telling this girl anything? So I wouldn't have said nothing, because at this point, like, we already know you're for your husband, so telling you some information about how Josh felt a certain way, uncomfortable about the way he's speaking to you even now, and it's getting to a point where it's too much for him. It's like she should have never said nothing to you, because that was a venting moment. Like, really, Akeisha? But I understand why she said something though as well. So I understand both sides, why she would get upset about him saying something to Akeisha, because she wants her personal business between her and her friend and her husband. She really doesn't want other people outside of their household to really know the tea or the info about how he's speaking to her. But your man speaks to you like that in public anyway, so people have seen the way he speaks to you anyway. So people have already probably heard rumors, because Mississippi is very small, so people have probably already told Akeisha and all the other girls about the way he talks to you, and I could never be married to a man that is that is older than me and up in age like that. That's my father's age, and then he's talking down to me like I'm his daughter, and then I don't even feel like I'm respected in a relationship, like I'm secondhand citizen in a relationship, that I'm supposed to be feeling like a partner. And I'm supposed to be feeling like my feelings matter. And it's like, it seems like it's all about how he feels about everything and not about you. And he's making you uncomfortable and making your friendships and you being out in this world with other people very uncomfortable just based off his behaviors. And how he's verbally degrading you and talking down to you, like treating you less than. And he's supposed to be your husband. He's supposed to be the person that you can go to feel validated and feel loved. And you can't even get that in a marriage. So what is the point? I'm like, okay, girl, I could never. Couldn't do it. Sorry. Next thing, Tamara and Damon, they meet for dinner. And she's telling him, like, the new plans of what she's going to do. She says she's going to do a podcast because she's on the radio and she's doing well. And how she wants to do more, like, be able to talk about other kinds of topics that she can't talk about on regular radio. How the podcast will work. And she thinks... basically, and he was talking about, oh, you doing a podcast? What about I come through and be part of it? She said, be part of what? You ain't gonna be part of my about my podcast? No, you ain't. That's for me. Then she was basically saying that she has, you know, he was talking about their relationship, like what's going on, and she said, I think I'm trying. And I'm like, okay, Tamara, you know you're not trying. See, there she go lying again. Oh, I think I'm trying. It's either you are or you're not. It's no such a I think I'm trying. It's either you are trying or you're not trying. It's one of the others, not a think. I think means you're unsure of what you're doing, and you know whether you're trying in your relationship or you're not trying. Like, girl, what? And then she basically says that she has to have her cat cave. It will be her space. And he's talking about, ooh, when can I come to cat cave? Since when a man has a man cave, can a woman really go to the man cave like that? All right, then. So you can't go to the cat cave. She was like, nah, that's going to be my little space. And she said that she was basically, it's like, that's my space for me to have to myself. And I'm looking at spaces or places for me to get that situated. And I'm like, see, he's not getting the clue. Like, you're trying to move on and move away from him. You're not interested in messing with him at all. And I can understand why. He's basically lied to you to get you to move in with him as if he was going to make certain changes and certain moves. And he hasn't made no moves. What does he expect you to do? Like, boy, get out of here. She said she was bribed to come live with him. And he hasn't given her a ring. Because, and basically he's like, what are you talking about? I ain't bribe you coming. She said, you told me that you need to get your finances up and you need to basically, you know, get a house and that the ring would be in the house. You got your house, getting your finances together. You got the house. You told me if to move in that you know, the ring or what you wanted was going to be in the house. When I get into the house, it's been 2 months. There's no ring that even came through. So what are you talking about? So she basically was like, what's up with that? What happened with it? Oh, you know, things are going to happen when it going to happen. Okay, and Cherie was like, Cherie will be taking care of herself until he changes. So she basically saying, like, you didn't come through with what you said you was going to do. You said that you were going to we were going to be engaged, that we were going to get married. Nothing has occurred with that. So basically she's looking for a place and she's going to take care of herself. Like, she's not interested in him anymore. Which, why would anybody want to be interested in a person that couldn't keep their word? Like, my man, you said you were doing something. You didn't keep your word. She's not interested. Good night. Have a good day. Okay. Cannot with you. I can't stand people. Like, if you just want to mess around with her and that was the intention, you should have made that clear. Don't tell somebody that, oh, if you move into this house with me, we move in together, I'm going to give you the ring, we're going to get married. And then she does 2 months and nothing. That's why she stopped sleeping with you, and that's why she lost interest, because you said one thing in front of her parents. I'm going to reiterate from last season, you told her parents and asked her parents and came to her parents and all of her parents' faces as if you were going to marry their child. Nothing has occurred within 2 months. I don't think so. You're a dub. You got canceled. You told me when I came to this house that ring was going to be there. It wasn't there. So have several, sir. Ain't nothing finna happen between us. Y'all just basically living roommates at that point. Y'all are not in a relationship. Y'all are not together. Y'all might as well give it up. Sorry. She's not interested. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, sir. Sir, it's over for you. the mom, get over it. She's not interested. And I never really thought, even since last season, that y'all were even really together. I just thought this was like a storyline. I didn't think y'all were really together, to be honest. Just doesn't seem, it doesn't seem real that y'all are together. I'm sorry, it does not. Next scene, so Gucci and Letitia meet at her new spot, the condo she's about to sign the papers. You know, Marie pops up, okay, and she's about to sign the papers, and she's going to be on her own, basically a life without Glenn. And then Marie's coming because she basically signed for the property for her so that she wouldn't have no issues with her husband, Mr. Glenn, and the property would be in Marie's name so that he wouldn't be able to take it like any property, because the property's not in her name. She may be staying there, but the property's not in her name. So he can't take nothing. And then, you know, so Gucci's like, this is what you do when you're a real friend. This is how you have your friends back, okay? You know? Speaking about Latrice, because, you know, Latrice is going through something with her husband. You know, if you want to leave, this is how you do it, basically. And she's right, though. Like, don't keep coming to friends and basically putting your friends and stuff and getting people involved and keep talking about the situation if you're not going to be about it. Like, if you're just going to stay in it, then just stay in it and stop telling people about it and keep it to yourself. Like, if you're really not going to do nothing. Like, Tisha is telling Latrice, saying you didn't come, basically saying that, Letitia is basically telling Gucci that Latrice was saying that she didn't come through with the property fast enough or what have. And then she was like, what you mean? And then Marie was telling her, like, you should have gave her a contract, no contest contract, so she wouldn't be, no competition contract that she would have had to sign, so she couldn't get any competition or use any other person. And she would have had to do the property and things through you so you could avoid this. And then, so Gucci said, you right, Marie, and that's my bad and my fault. And I don't know for next time, because that's what I should have done from the beginning. And it was like, okay, cool. All of a sudden, a twist at the door, and Glenn popped up and walked in. And Marie asked her, why are you stalking her? And then my husband saying, Marie messing with a married man, and then basically coming for her neck like, this is my wife. How am I stalking my wife? She said, you are stalking her. She didn't tell you that she was here. Like, what are you doing here? Like, what the hell? So Letitia, like, basically got in the middle, because she like, ooh, he getting more heated because of Marie saying something. But my whole thing is, she's standing for you because this man is out of his mind. Like, how the hell you come to a property that you weren't even told to come to or even given an address? You are stalking my nigga. If I didn't give you the address and physically tell you, even if you're my husband or not, you are clearly separated. So my man, doesn't matter whether you have a piece of paper saying you are her husband or wife, you have no right to pop up at her property without permission. That is called stalking, whether you're husband or not, because y'all are separated and she did not tell you to come there. So my guy, Glenn, please stop. She doesn't want you. She done told you since last season to go about your way. She gave you a chance. You messed up. You still cheating. She wants to move on with her and her son. And my problem with you is you ain't getting it. Now you coming at, oh, I know a lot of stuff about Marie. Marie, you messing with a married man. You need to stay out of our business between me and her. She ain't getting involved. She is trying to help her friend, because her friend's trying to get out of this dangerous situation, because with the way you're behaving, you're a danger. I'm sorry. You're dangerous. I'm sorry to say it, but you're a little bit nutty, and you're dangerous to her and her kids' safety, because if this is how you're acting, and she's already made that clear that she's moving out and she's going on. She said that to you an episode ago. Just last episode, she told you she was looking for a place, that she was going to go on, and that you need to move on. And you're still holding on that things are going to be the same. He said, I'm not letting go of my wife. That's my wife. She ain't going nowhere. And I'm just like, see, this is the reason what she's talking about. So you're doing too much, Glenn, and I cannot with you. You're doing a lot, sir. I cannot. Letitia, I'm so, like, girl, I can understand why you're in fear. This man is stalking you, clocking your every move. That is ridiculous. Like, who does that? Like, this is what I'm saying, but males are like that. Men are like that. They're very stalkish, because I've dealt with that a bunch of times in my life. Males will just mess around with you, and y'all just be talking, and they'll be stalking you. That's happened to me plenty of times. And men get really crazy. And mind you, she's been married to him for a while. So him being stalkerish, as he sees her as his property, and he don't want to lose his property. And because she want to go off and go without him because of the things that he's doing, and you want to take ownership for it, he just want her to stay around and deal with it. Now it's a problem. And now he want to control everything and have everything in control. Next scene, they're outside and Letitia told him he needs to chill, and he is tracking her, and he knows she's renting, like basically Marie is renting the place for her. He just said to stop. Like, you really need to stop. Like, for real. Like, you're doing too much. And he said, oh, so you choosing her? And then Marie said, get in here. You need to leave. You need to leave. And so Gucci's like, you need to do something. She said, tell him you need to leave. This is my property. So I could tell you to get off the property. So get off the property, Glenn. You need to go. You need to leave. You need to go. And basically, the teacher said, I'm about to go up in here, and I'll talk to you later when you've cooled doand you've gotten level-headed, because right now you're out your mind. You gotta go. So they closed the door in his face, and basically Marie did that, and she's basically telling them, see, so Gucci, see, Marie, this is what I'm talking about. See, that's why I'm scared to leave. A lot of this is about because of his abandonment issues and due to family issues and lack of love from family. That's why he's like this. So she's afraid to remove herself and Josh, the family that he knows, because now she telling, so Gucci, I can't sign that contract. We gotta find a whole nother property now, because he's doing too much now. And she's like, oh goodness. And I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about. When you married to someone or you with a man that's controlling like that, that's how a lot of men are like. I'm sorry. When they've been with you for a long time and you want to move on, they have this control thing, and they can't see you being with somebody else, but it's okay for them to cheat and lie and to degrade you and do all these things that they have no business doing, and they're supposed to love you. That is, and like she said, it ain't love. That's not love, sir. That is obsession, and that is control, and that is craziness, and you need to deal with your issues, and you need to go get some help. And now Marie done already ready to sign up on the property, and now she can't do it because you was a nut. You were crazy, sir. I'm sorry. Letitia, you need to get another property, and this time around, you need to be more secret about it, and you need to be getting security. You need to have somebody watch Glenn. You need to protect yourself, and I hope you got a gun, because it's clear as day that this man is starting to lose it to the point where he's willing to start doing stuff to your friends, and he's out of control. He is too much. But this is Goddess Galaxy, and later. Talk to you later, YouTube.